In the early days of my musical career, we would often refer to ourselves as a red meat and guns band to describe our music, and leads me to talk about meat here a little bit, because although I love meat, it's very good. It's very difficult to buy meat these days. I was behind a garbage truck that collected meat a few days ago, bad meat, and I don't understand why that has to exist. It's a horrible thing, but it really takes the piss out of ordering meat for me. I'm frightened. Especially rare meat, and buying meat now is totally out of the question for me. A good barbecue is different because there's that primitivism that comes from the ceremony of burning flesh for your friends, charcoaling your kill, and that is lovely, I find, especially after a few drinks. Now, in this country, it's still illegal to make your own liquor, as easy and safe as it may be. But those government boys, they're not getting their cut, so you distiller boy, you're a criminal. It's not really dangerous if you know what you're doing, and it's surprisingly easy. Essentially, you're just boiling sugar water under a little pressure, like a little more than 1 atmosphere. I have several friends who spent time in the military in bad countries, and they all know how to do it. My Iranian friend uses raisins. My Ukrainian friend uses sugar and bread yeast. Makes a nice weekend. I asked Leonid, the former Soviet army officer, I said, so you can really use just bread yeast? And he said, yeast? You can use mushrooms. It's amazing. Very simple. I got a book called Making Your Own Motor Fuel, and all my questions were answered. Evil constraints on money and freedom made it necessary for these gents to distill their own alcohol, and each fought socialism the same way, making moonshine and drinking it. By geez, do I ever hate socialism, because socialism is slavery. It's evil, anti-moral, and sick, sick, sick. Now if it would only just die the filthy and respectless death it deserves. How do you like them apples, commie boy? My code of beliefs goes something like this. Each person is entitled to their life, meaning no one should be allowed to kill you or wreak major havoc on your lifespan. Secondly, each person is entitled to personal liberty, and what this means is no one should be a slave to another person, except by choice, of course, and I am accepting applications. And lastly, and I mean that, each person is entitled to personal property, your house, your car, your land, your ideas. Nobody can be allowed to steal these things. That's it. There are no other rights in my book. So if I want to build a still, I pretty much figure I can. Unless I build it on your land or on your head. I would never even think about stealing from another person. It's just not what I do, or enslaving someone, or killing someone. Unless they deserved it, of course. Just kidding. I'm sure you could live by these rules. You're big. You've been to school.